Well, hello there, everyone. Mr. Rooster Elite here, coming at you with another Tilo's Talk. Alright, so y'all actually might want to strap in for this one. This one's about to get a little hectic. Alright, so I don't have these already like I have the video, like the gameplay pre-recorded. Like this is just because I want to try something different, talk with the gameplay in the background and still see how that works. I mean, I've never seen anyone really do nothing like that before, so I mean, I'm gonna try it. I mean, it's similar to how some YouTubers do story times, but I'm just gonna try to talk about uh I don't know, things that are a little bit more meaningful, is at least to me, things that I definitely think about. So yeah, just in case anyone was actually curious about what Tilo's Talk actually is, like I want to do podcasting eventually. I want to eventually have my own studio and everything. So that's what I want to do, but I'm not gonna get into that, y'all. Let's get into the main question of what makes Homo sapiens. My fault. I was about to say homeo. Is it homeo? No, it's homo. Homo. It is homo, y'all. I know that. But yes, I'm about to get into what makes Homo sapiens different from other animals. All right. It's a simple question, so to speak. However, the thing about it is, it's actually not that simple. Obviously, when you first hear that question, you're thinking in your head, like, I mean, come on, there's plenty of differences between us and any regular animal. However, the problem with that is there is definitely levels to understanding the complexity of that question, right? First is you should be wondering exactly what do I mean when I say different? Like what the hell do I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like different in appearance, like that's pretty evident, um, but obviously what I'm referring to is there is something within Homo sapiens that makes us feel as though we are distinguishable from any other animal on the planet. But what is it that we seemingly have that makes us different? That's what I kind of want to get into. There's plenty of there's a plethora, my apologies, amount of talk about what it could actually be that makes us different, and I'm going to basically go into as much as that as possible, and hopefully we'll probably be able to answer this question at the end of this podcast. Also, y'all, like, if I randomly stop in the middle of my, rant or whatever to comment on what's going on in the game, remember, like I said, I don't have these pre-recorded already, so I'm watching this, like, I'm actually watching my gameplay while I'm talking. And of course, I close my eyes to try to train what I'm trying to say, because sometimes my thoughts be everywhere. So I feel like if I close them, I can focus them a little bit more. Tip for y'all, just in case y'all have trouble conveying things and y'all need some tips. That's a real great way that's helped me be able to communicate better. But all right, y'all. So let's do it. Do Homo sapiens actually possess some distinguishable trait or characteristic that actually makes us different? Because at the end of the day, Homo sapiens are an animal. So it's very hard to say that we're different. We have the same animal cells, is it eukaryotic cells within our bodies as any other animal. So it's very it would be more hubris, if anything, to say that we are different when in reality we're not so much different after all. So with that being said, let's get right into it, everyone. My apologies. That seemed kind of long. And as I get more experience with doing this, hopefully the transition can be smoother. So I do apologize for that. All right. So the thing about humans and seemingly any other animal, right, is that we all think, eat, sleep, and perform some type of cognitive ability on a daily basis, you know? So the thing about that is, even though from our perspective, animals aren't thinking in the ways that we are able to think. And for one, we really don't even know. Like, yes, we can use the brain scans and all of that to determine the patterns in their thinking, but in the way we really don't know what they're saying. Like a dog could be saying when it's barking at you, like, get the hell away from me. You know what I mean? Or when he's growling, you know, per se. That's when he's really like, get the hell away from me. The teeth all out growling. He can't control it. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on in his head. He's probably thinking, I'm about to bite the shit out this person or this human. And he probably don't even consider us humans. He's probably consider us like maybe we're the dogs to him and he's the human. You know what I mean? Like why do we just assume that dogs or cats can't think that they're just as human as us? All right, y'all. Like I said, strap in, cause it's about to be a good one. But my thing is, since we are human, or whatever the hell we are, like whatever makes us so different, it forms an ego within us. So instead of surrendering to the collective consciousness that we are, we become, our ego makes us branch out and become the individuals, right? So because of our ego, it gets in the way when we're tackling a question like this, because the answer can seem very, very complex once you actually get into all of the understanding of it. But it's not so complex. It's actually fairly simple, because we believe that our forms of cognitive feats, such as our ability for complex language, so talking, complex problem solving skills, aka basically when we build highways, right? For those of you who do not understand how highways are constructed, they have to make blueprints and they have to do a lot of calculations and things. I took AP physics, so I do know a little something about the construction of highways. And then they have to do a lot of things involving math, and basically is ain't nothing but a complex way of problem solving. And this was something that humans even figured out back during the Egyptian times, because the pyramids, the Sphinx, Stonehenge, all of these things were forms of complex problem solving skills. And it's amazing, it's amazing, because these are the early humans that we're now talking about, like some of the earliest ones that we can date back to. And I'm not going to get into the Sumers, of course, because I know that the Sumers are even way before the Egyptians. But it's okay, y'all. As these podcasts increase, or Tilo's talks, whatever you want to call them, as they increase, I promise you, the things that I talk about will get increasingly crazy. Especially as my muscle actually gets used to it, because the brain is nothing more than just a muscle anyway. So, but yes, we also believe that our complex feelings can be one of the reasons on why we are actually different from other animals. When I say the complex feelings, right, it is typically understood, or is typically theorized, that we are, how do I say this? That we don't necessarily, I'm really trying to figure out how to say this, y'all. I don't know how I want, because alright, so scientists and even biologists, they feel as though it's our empathy, like our our yes, I think that's what I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I apologize, y'all, if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's our empathy, our increase, or our way of being able to form empathy with someone else. That is what one of the main things in which, like, why people feel as though we're different. And when I say people, I mean, like, even scientists and biologists and stuff like that. But it's interesting. It's an interesting question because the main problem is that we're assuming these things based off our own human ego. We assume that other animals such as a lion or fish don't have some form of complex language, but the reality of the matter is that they actually do. You know what I mean? Like, there are many animals that have uh there's just as many animals who have advanced language, if not more advanced form of language than us. Because you have an animal, for example, uh, oh man, I don't even know how to pronounce this animal's name, but I think it's called the the gun the gunnison. All right, you know what? It's a prairie dog, y'all. Y'all can look it up. I'm not lying to y'all. It's the Gunnison's prairie dog or something like that, and they have what we would call a complex form of communication. You can look these things up. You know, when they give alarm calls, they do it in such a way that the other companions will actually know the predator's speed, they'll know the predator's shape, size, and even color. And obviously, to humans, this is seemingly unbelievable. You know what I mean? We can't even fathom, like, how the fuck that's possible. But these animals, they've been around for even longer than us, some of them, and they had to form ways in order to survive. They had to formulate certain ways to get to communicate with one another, I guess you could say, especially if they are trying to survive together. It's crazy. Like, even elephants are able to communicate across miles of land with each other through subsonic sound. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It seems unbelievable, but this is fact. Like, this is you all can look this up. I will not lead y'all astray. When I say I think, usually it's not something too detrimental, but you can always look it up and correct me, if I was wrong. However, I promise you all, like, this is crazy information right here. Like, a lot of people don't even understand this. A lot of people don't care, and all right, that's fine. But I actually care about things like this. It's crazy because I be curious on what the hell makes me so different from a dog, or I be looking at a squirrel and like, well, why am I so different from you? Like, I feel like I am, but what actually makes me? But it's like the more you actually dig in and open up the mind, you realize that the behavior evidence adds up to Homo sapiens not being all that different at all, from any other animal kingdom, believe it or not. But, however, all right, it's one major thing we haven't discussed about all of this. All right. So now we're gonna get into that. So that one major thing is DNA. I bet you some of y'all who already understand this, y'all are probably like, finally, he's about to talk about it. Like, obviously, y'all, this is the main reason and the main, piece of evidence that has been brought up in which can definitively say we're different from every other animal. And we gotta talk about DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, I think that's how it's pronounced. Look, y'all, I'm not a scientist, so and I don't claim to be one. I just love science. All right, I didn't dedicate my life to learning it, and I yeah, I might actually go back just to do some physics, because when I tell you I love physics, I love physics, and I might want to get into astrophysics. But definitely. Anyway, so I first need to get into a little background, right? For those of you who do not know what DNA fucking is, don't be ashamed. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to not know. That's the whole purpose of me doing this, so y'all can know, to educate y'all. All right. So with that being said, boom. All DNA is in short, it's a long molecule that carries our unique genetic makeup and or code. Simply put, that's it. That's it. Every organism has DNA because the DNA is the molecule that gives instructions on how to make energy in your body. Hold on, actually, because I'm trying to think, y'all. I'm trying to think. I don't think that's right. I promise y'all, I'm not leading y'all astray. I just said it wrong. I just said it wrong. DNA is the molecule that it tells your energy how to make proteins. Okay, there we go. There we go. See, I just said it wrong, y'all. I promise I know what I'm talking about. Oh man, that was hilarious. I got stuck for a second. I was like, hold on, that didn't sound right. And you want to be as specific as possible when you're talking about things like this because a lot of things can get taken out of context if you're not talking right. So that's why when YouTube have these guidelines that they want people to follow, especially with the giving information that isn't right. I understand that, because you can't just be giving a bunch of information to people that's wrong and then expect everyone to just be all right with that, because how the hell are you just gonna do that? You can't do that. You can't just mislead people, and I don't want to mislead anyone, y'all. I love learning, you know what I mean, and I want to anyone that enjoys learning, we'll get along great because that's all I dedicate myself to learning a bunch of things as much as I can, especially obviously the things that interest me. But I try to stay away from a lot of societal drama and everything like that. Like, I just really enjoy learning. I used to really hate school, but the learning was something I always loved. It's crazy. I was one of those type of students. But anyway, now to get back on topic. Boom. So, like I said, every organism has DNA, and the DNA it has the instructions on to it has the instructions for your energy to make proteins in your body, and DNA looks like a double helix. So, with that being said, shit, man, something in my eye. The reason this is important in conceptualizing the ideal of what makes humans different from animals, scientists believe that a specific piece of DNA called human chromosome 2 may give us the answer. All right. So, with that being said, first of all, oh, because I don't want to ask this, but I am going to have to. So, first we got to figure out what a chromosome is. Yes. So, a chromosome is nothing more than a it's a because I want to say it's a molecule, right? Right? A chromosome is a DNA molecule. Yes. I think. Oh shit. See, I knew I should have had my laptop already open, everyone. I should have had my laptop open, and then I should have already had it on standby to type stuff in. And it's taking too long to cut on, so I'm not even gonna look at it. All right, so if I'm wrong on this, do correct me, cause I don't appreciate misleading anybody. But to my best understanding, a chromosome is a just a longer DNA molecule, and it it basically handles proteins, I want to say. I really don't fully remember what exactly the chromosome do, so I'm not going to speak too much about it. However, I do know a good amount of what human chromosome 2 is, right? Because human chromosome 2 is a big piece of evidence to support Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection. For those of you who do not understand our our theory of evolution comes from Darwin. I don't know if his first name is Charles or not, but I do know it was Darwin. And basically, natural selection is damn it, what the hell was natural selection? Ain't ain't that was I can't remember. I think that was like what, survival of the fittest. So basically, like a need to adjust to the environment. So something like that, right? Like I said, if I'm wrong, definitely correct me. I don't like misleading anybody, and I don't want to. So, I people who are upset about being corrected, those are the most dangerous people. Don't hang around them because they think they know everything. Can't tell them anything. You got to be open to being wrong, and you got to be open to learning. Also, I don't know if y'all paid attention to much of the gameplay. However, I've been trying to do a challenge, and the last two games has been shitty. Haven't even done the challenge. Like, it's so crazy. It's so funny, but it's okay. Keep watching. But yes. So yes, human chromosome number 2. This was the physical proof needed to specifically compare the human and ape genetics, and a claim was made, right? So, first of all, let's get some background history. So it was widely understood that we came from some common ancestor from the other Homo species, obviously, because of how similar we are, right? Like we're so similar, however just so different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm obviously not a monkey, I'm obviously not an ape or a gorilla or anything, but their body structure in comparison to ours is very, very similar. And so scientists was curious. So they was curious. So boom, with the discovery of human chromosome 2, it was a lot easier to actually compare, because this uh shit, because this was literally the genetic makeup that would show us exactly what makes us different from the apes and all of that, right? So the claim that was made. Oh, hold on. Before I get to the claim, right? Let me tell y'all the results of the comparison. So the humans, I said the humans, Homo sapiens, have fewer chromosome sets than apes because of this human chromosome 2, and they believe that this chromosome had to be some type of mutation, right? And with this mutation, it fused the chromosomes into one human chromosome 2. So that's basically the what, because I don't know if there's any new information out since I've last did my research on this. So it's possible that there is more research out there, and trust me, this is just one way of looking at it. Everyone, like everyone is entitled to have their own opinion, and everyone is entitled to go and look up whatever information you either don't agree with me with or whatever it is, because that's the beauty about being human. We're able to do things like that. We can critically think for ourselves. You don't have to just take everything I say word per word verbatim. It's like it's like I don't know. Like, some people don't care, and some people might use that as an excuse. Like, oh, I don't care enough to question this or that or whatever it is. And it's like, all right, I get it, but dang, it's like, do you not care about being miseducated or something? I don't know. I guess I just look at it different. But with that being said, the importance of this evidence was because this could be the possible culprit to what exactly the difference between Homo sapiens and animals are. And I'm gonna just say that to make it just more understandable, because Homo sapiens are animals. I hate when anyone tries to argue that. What kind of cells do you have in your body? Animal cells, not plant cells. So guess what? Homo sapiens, humans, are animals. Nothing more, nothing less. Just because we're evolved form of animal in which, seemingly we can do a bunch of other stuff that, I don't know, make us unique. We're still an animal, you know what I'm saying? We're still subject to everything else every other animal is subject to. But now let's really get into an interesting one. Like, what the hell? Like, why exactly does why do the difference between Homo sapiens and animals matter? Like, why? What is the point? The point is that, or at least personally, if and now I'm about to get into my own ideals about why this matters. And I believe it matters mainly because if we can understand our animal brothers and sisters, maybe we can understand ourselves just a little bit more, because we don't understand ourselves at all. We still struggle about the events of what happened 11,800 years ago, which is widely accepted to be the Great Flood. So it was definitely. I'm sorry, I was watching that. That was intense for a second, wasn't it? Oh, oh, that was a nice play. Okay, okay. Oh, I got his ass. All right, all right, all right. Anyway, but hey, y'all, I'm goofy, dude. Like, I can't be doing this. I gotta start pre-recording these or something. But that's probably what's gonna make these even better, though. The fact that I'm doing them live, right? That was stupid on my part. But anyway, oh man. But some people think about things like some. All right. So the way I look at, like, humans, Homo sapiens, like, we don't, a lot of us don't think about the things that will actually make our minds think, like, they'll make us really build that mental strength. And they don't ponder, questions that would be good for that. Like, for example, like, the difference between Homo sapiens and other animals. That's not something that the average person just thinks about. You know what I mean? So since the average person don't just think about that, it's like thinking about it would be great for mental strength building. And and mental strength is definitely something that we all need in this world, because at one point in time something horrible is going to happen to everyone. You know what I mean? And you need to be able to handle it. And if you don't have the appropriate mental strength, emotional strength, then it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, and we can prepare ourselves for these things. Like, it's not gonna, obviously it's gonna still affect us, but we can prepare. But I feel like if we somehow are able to get rid of any notion that, like, Homo sapien, I always say homeo. What's wrong with me? But if we get rid of, like, the whole notion that Homo sapiens aren't actually different from every other animals, maybe we can start to understand more about our own primitive urges that we tend to act on. Because there's a lot of people who don't think before they do things. It's almost like they're instinctually doing stuff, and that's typically exactly what it is. A lot of people, they're, I don't know how they hit me. That's crazy. I'm not even playing the match, y'all. Like, I'm just like, that just made me mad. But oh my gosh. But anyway, it's crazy, because it's like, have you ever questioned what it would be like to be an animal that isn't Homo sapien? It's like to throw in the towel and get an entirely new identity altogether. You know what I mean? And And maybe we could understand the true differences between us. We could understand like the urge to want to be a different animal, because I know I have thought about being a monkey on a countless amount of times. And it's crazy because I real deal still be a monkey. I'd rather be a monkey than a human. And a monkey is still a type of Homo species, right? So I'll even give y'all a species that isn't a Homo. I still want to be a lion. Like I love lions or a cheetah or something, like a type of cat maybe. But however, these are just thoughts, because most of us wouldn't actually trade places with these animals. It's our ego in which holds us back, because we feel as though we would be giving away some kind of freedom. But how is it so? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were a dolphin and got to swim in the water all the damn time with no bills to pay, we wouldn't even think about trying to leave that life to be a human. You know what I mean? Or would you? Would you? That's the big one. Would you actually want to do a dolphin want to be a human? Do a lion want to be a human? We don't understand their actual thought process. Maybe they're glad that they're not human because they look at all the affairs and things that are going on in the world. Like these dogmas, it is not healthy for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't know how to actually take a step back and fall back from the some of the societal pressures that we're under. A lot of us just accept the reality in which we're given, but we can make something better, you know. And it's the whole point of doing these Tilo's talks, everyone. I just want to let y'all understand that I want to build a community, but with humans. I want to bring us closer to some type of utopian like society. I really do. And I know that there are other people out there in the world like that with me. I just have to connect with them. And it's gonna happen. And when the time is right, it's gonna happen, everyone. Right now, I'm still in my infancy of understanding a lot of things. The difference between me and a regular person is basically I am just slightly ahead of the curve. That's it. Like, cause I'm only 21, everyone. A lot of people be like, "Oh, you're pretty. You have an old soul. You're pretty intelligent for a 21-year-old." Y'all want me to tell you the real reason? This is like my thousandth time here on Earth. I truly believe that. I've been reincarnated so many times. I believe that I have been able to, every incarnation, I've just been slowly and slowly getting closer and closer to not coming back here, basically. And this might be my last incarnation. I'm not sure, because when I know for a fact this is my last one, I don't know. And since I'm still not sure, then this can't be my last incarnation, right? It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy because you think about them types of things, man, or at least I do, and it's crazy. These is just a introduction to the the chaos that is my mind. Is very crazy. Like, how often is it that you look up at a night sky and see a sky full of stars and think to yourself, how is it that something that is seemingly so insignificant, right, brings so much joy into my body at this moment? Because I definitely be looking up at the sky. When I see that sky full of stars, it gives me a type of joy that I never even knew was possible. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy because not only do you realize just how insignificant you are, you also realize just how significant you are, because we are made out of the exact same things that those things that we're looking at are made out of. We are made out of stars, star particles, stardust. We're made out of all of that stuff, y'all. And it's beautiful. That is so beautiful to me. Anyone else, I'm sorry, but y'all gotta find a way to fall in love with life, because that is what can give your life meaning. That's how you create your own purpose. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And And these are just kind of sort of like my personal thoughts on why I believe it would be good for us to understand more about what makes us different, because it puts your mind into perspective, you know, and it shows you that we are indeed all connected. And I hope you all can take something out of that, because I know that I loved talking about it, and I hope you all enjoyed hearing me rant for this long. I want to try to have longer times, but for now, I think this is good length for me, because even I can't talk that long, but by myself, that is. I'll get better though, y'all. I promise. I'll see you all next time. I'll see you all later.